Hi, my name is Robin Landry and this is my channel, and I'm going to discuss the Millennial Kingdom, at least my view of it. So here we go. The kingdom when Christ reigned for 1,000 years was probably a golden age. We go through these ages over and over again, from gold to silver, bronze, and then into our current Iron Age, which is also called the Kali Yuga. In the golden age, we have 100% spirituality, which would be the Christ energy or the sun. We would basically live in heaven. The dead would rise and the gods would walk among us. At the end of each age, we have a revelation type breakdown as more and more spirituality leaves our plane and we move into darkness. I believe Revelation was talking about a past breakdown of our society and a past dark age, which had followed our golden age, or maybe even a bronze age, which would seem like a golden age compared to where we are now. So yes, we had a 1,000-year reign of Christ, and yes, it will return. Not the person Jesus who carried the Christ inside, but the energy of the Christ, which will return on earth again as we move into a more spiritual time. We are the ones that will actually hold the Christ inside us, which will create a golden age. Satan's little season is when we fall into nearly complete darkness. During this time of darkness, evil will reign because we'll only have 1/4 spirit in our world, which means that 3/4 of the energy of the world will be darkness. And of course, that means the Dark Lords will reign at this time. In conclusion, yes, the millennial reign of Christ happened, and yes, it's going to happen again. Or as I think of it, as the higher astral world. We go into this dense time which we're in now of the material world in order to condense all of our lives and to see what needs healing. We can't see what needs healing while we're in a golden age because it just doesn't show up. When we're in a heavenly golden age of light, we can't see any flaws. It's like you're on vacation and you aren't thinking about the problems of home. When Jesus said that he would come back, I think he was talking about how he had built up his ethereal, immortal resurrection body in which he could walk around and be in the material world in an immortal body, and that's what he meant. He meant come back right after he was in the tomb for 3 days, building his body and moving into it, which is why he could show Thomas the holes in his palms. So obviously his body must have looked different, but not so different that people couldn't recognize him. What happened during the time of Jesus is that he, the man, took on the Son, spent 3 years teaching, and then died on the cross. But he had worked on his immortal body while he was on earth, and so he had something to come back into and walk the earth again. He was trying to show us that we too could do the same thing, which he said he come back meant he meant right away. What the church is trying to do is to make him seem so immortal that we couldn't do the same. But in actuality, Jesus was trying to show us that we too could build up our immortal body so that when we died, we could just pass into it and we could be immortal and do anything we wanted. This immortal body is built up of good deeds, personal sacrifice. Why does that build up the immortal body? Because we can open our hearts to the Christ energy, and this builds up a positive charge. There's an author, Maurice Cotterell, that describes this in one of his books, though I don't see the book for sale anymore. We build up our bodies with Christ's energy through our heart so that when we die, we have a perfectly formed body that is immortal and impervious to anything evil when we die. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "No man cometh unto the Father but by me." Jesus was the first to do it and set the template for us that when we died, we could also do the same. In conclusion, the Christ will come again through us. We have the opportunity to do the same thing Jesus did. We get to choose whether we want to build up a body in heaven, treasure in heaven, as Jesus says, or only care about the material world and preserving our material body. This is what transhumanism is all about, preserving our material body instead of our heavenly body. So right now we have a choice. We can move back toward the old world as evidenced by the glorious buildings we still have, or we can move into a technological world which is actually a devolution. It's our choice, and each one of us has to make it alone. So, in conclusion, it's all up to us. We are both our saviors, or we can choose to devolve. It's up to us. Thank you all for listening, and see you next time.